to worry myself too much. All right, so georeferencing. What is georeferencing? Georeferencing is really trying to take an image, okay, and associating geographical coordinates to the image. So last week we talked about geocoding. Yeah, but then georeferencing, you see that the two words have something in common. Georeferencing, you see that. All right, so georeferencing is also got to do with coordinates, but in this case, we are taking something, we are giving it coordinates. And what is that? An image. Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, but why has there been a need for georeferencing? There's been a need for it because you needed to actually convert. In the old times, all data was analog on paper. But in these times that we live in the information age, in the 21st century, we need to work on a computer. So what do we do with all the work that our grandfathers did? You know, all the data they collected. We may need to convert them into digital form. So that is what we do in. That's why we need to do georeferencing. So when you look at the image that we are going to use, it's a satellite image. Is that okay? And the satellite image. Can you see the satellite image?
Yeah.
Yeah. This satellite image that you are looking at is really that of a place that you know. Are you okay? This is Accra Sports Stadium or Hinajan Stadium. Is all right. And what can we do with this? In fact, you can see that this is what we call the raster data. Okay.
Yeah.
And we want to it's already in digital form, but
Yeah.
we want to actually what we are doing with oh no, I think I'm talking about something else. Sorry about that. Okay. This image is supposed to be used for the Digitising and not the georeferencing. So sorry about that. Let me open the right image for you. The one we are using is actually an old map, an ancient map. Yeah. So can you see the ancient map?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So with this one, what we want to do is to just digitize it so that we can get it into extract information from it. Are you okay? Now in this one, you can clearly see that there are some numbers at the edges. Are you okay? When we look at the edges, there are some numbers that these are coordinates. In fact, these are longitudes and latitudes. The lines going left to right are latitudes, top down is longitude. Are you okay? Now, so you can see this is 0, the longitude 0. So the longitude 0 is the Greenwich meridian. And so you can imagine that even though you can't see Ghana on the African map, this North Africa, are you okay? You got Europe at the top, right? So down here, it's telling you that Ghana is somewhere here, you know. You don't even need to like, you can just see clearly that once you got your Greenwich meridian, then Tema is also down here, right? So we are going to convert this from the raster format to, we are going to actually, I'm not confusing digitizing and georeferencing. I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, that's because I prepared the two tutorials. So I'm mixing it, but they are closely related. We are going to actually associate longitude and latitude to this image. Is that okay? End of story. That's all we want to do today. So let's go into our QGIS straight away and see how we can pick this image and then georeference it. So get into your QGIS and go to the raster menu and then look for georeferencer. I don't know if you find it, but just look for it. If is it there? If it's not, so you have to go and get it from the plugins. It's a plugin. In software, that's called a plugin. Do you have it under the raster?
It's still loading.
What is still loading?
The QGIS.
Oh, but I asked you. You said I told you. Is it ready? You said it's ready.
So it's ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
So raster.
So
you said what this thing? So I'm at raster.
Follow what I'm doing.
Georeference.
Mhm.
So there's no georeferencing. So
Yeah,
there's no georeferencing.
but Joshua, listen to me. You have to go
Yeah.
by step. You know, I asked you, is your QGIS ready? Open it.
So it's ready. I can share my screen to you. Let me share it so that you
It's saying
see.
that it's loading. That's what he said. He said it's loading.
It's loading. What I mean is that I just clicked it to start
No,
because there's a lot of work on
I
my
know why I'm
screen.
saying that, Joshua. I know why I'm saying that. For tutorials, you have to go in a certain step. So just make sure you go step by step. Is that okay? All right.
Okay, sir.
Raster georeference. I don't find that. Go to plugins and look. Click on manage and install plugins. And then type
Yes.
georeferencer and see if it comes up. Type georeferencer in the search box at the top and see if it shows up there somewhere. When you start typing georef and see if something comes up like that.
Yeah, Georeferencer GDAL.
That's what we are looking for. Go for that. Select it
Okay.
and then install. Click down there. You see something like install down here. Select it and then click install. So you see that there's a check something here.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
click
it
that.
doesn't show. Yeah, but it doesn't show the install.
Or have you checked it here?
Yes, I've checked it there.
Okay, down here, what do you see here? Share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen.
So host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Participants allowed to record. Oh, what does it mean? I've made it a default or not? It seems I have done it in a default, so no, it's okay. But what you need to do now is to just take that thing. You need to make sure that you have it. If you've taken it, look around and see if there's anything down here, something like install or something like that. When you check it,
I see.
okay, that means it's installed. So you close it and go back to the raster menu and check if it's there.
Okay.
And then go back there again if it's not. Yeah.
Yes, it's there.
Okay, very good. So now click on that button.
Okay.
Click on the georeferencer button, and then it opens a
Yes.
new window.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to use this window to georeference our image. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, so now the first thing we need to do is to bring in the image. All right, the raster, you see that when you put your mouse there, you see open raster. So the word raster, picture, image, photo, all of that is under raster. Are you okay? So remember, we're talking about the raster model. All right, so now click it and then browse to the folder that you downloaded, and then look for the ancient Europe and Northern Africa. Here, select that, and then open, and it should appear within the dialog box or the interface. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now there are a few things I would like you to experiment with. Is that okay? You can maximize it. You can do anything like try these tools up here. There's zoom in, zoom out, zoom to extend. For example, you can zoom to a particular area by clicking the magnifying glass with a plus, defining a rectangle by clicking and dragging. Then it will zoom to that square, that rectangle. Is that okay? And you can go back to the previous view. You can go back to the previous view. You can zoom into the bottom left corner like this, and then zoom to the full layer like this. Can zoom to the corner. Okay, that kind of thing. All right. So if you get used to these tools, we'll be using them. So take note. All right. So the next thing we want to do is that we want to associate coordinates with this image. Is all right. So the coordinates are longitude and latitude. First, you need to be able to interpret the longitude and latitude. So look at it carefully. You see that, like I said, this is 0. This is 0 again. When you go closer, all right. So the intersection of the 0 latitude and then the 30-degree longitude, the coordinates here are what? What are the coordinates?
I don't get your question.
Okay, let's take this line here. Okay.
Yes.
And then this line. Let's take this line and then this line.
Yeah.
Okay. So the intersection here, we need to find the coordinates there. Are you okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right. So what are the coordinates in terms of x? What are the coordinates?
40.
But it has to be minus 40 because it's left of the 0. Are you okay? So it's 40, 0, right?
0. Yes.
Great. Okay, so we need to record, you need to take a pen and paper over there and then start writing down the code. We are going to actually provide these coordinates. We call them ground control points. Are you okay?
Yes,
all right, so on the ground, that's the coordinates at this point. Okay, somewhere in the middle of the sea. Okay, so now the coordinates at this point, let's call this point 1. The point 1 is going to be bottom left. Then the top, we are going to find another point over there at the corners of the image. All right, we are going to find, excuse me, right through it again. We're going to find that one at the top right, okay, another one at the bottom right, and then we write them down. And then we take note of where we are, the points, intersection. Are you okay? All right, so quickly, I can go to, I can zoom to extent. Are you okay? And then go up here. We don't want this line. This line is the Arctic circle, so make sure you don't use this line.
Okay.
All right, so rather you want to actually use this line that is 60. You see here, there's no value, so use this one. All right.
Okay.
So now the intersection of this line and this one, what's the value? What is the coordinate at this point? This intersection.
This is actually, it will be 40. I mean, minus 40 and 60.
Okay, to be minus 40 and 60. I think you are very good at this. That's good. So we need to now do it for the far right as well. So write them down as we go. So this is point 2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we are going to go for the far right. Go to the far right. This intersection here. Now you can see that this line is 40 again, but since this is 0, this is positive 40.
40.
Yes, so go for that line and then this intersection. So on the far right, on the far left, we had what? 60, isn't it? As latitude.
60, yes.
So this one will be what?
40, 60.
60. Okay, so we have the third point, 40, 60. We'll be visiting these points again, so please take note of them. All right, they are all at the corners, all right? Except that these are not at the very top corner. Right, so the last one is we need to go to the bottom, right? So let's go to the bottom. Let's follow this line down and then find the intersections 40 and then what? 0, isn't
40,
it?
0. Yes.
40, 0, okay. All right. So now we are going to give these coordinates, associate them with this image. And whilst you're doing that, they will appear in this down here. You can see GCP table. I told you that GCP stands for ground coordinate points, ground control points, actually. Ground control points. Yes. So you want to actually look down here as we associate the coordinates. We pick the first one by looking for this button here. It's called the add point button. So click on the add point button. Okay, this one here. Click on it, and then you want to pan at the same time. So you pan to where you want to actually, can actually zoom to extent, and then zoom to the bottom corner, which is the point 1, this intersection here, and then click on add points, click on the intersection, and tell the software that the coordinates there are what? -40, and then what? In X,
and 0.
and on Y is 0. Thank you. Then you say okay. Then you should see it appearing here. Basically, what it's doing is that it's trying to do a transformation between the image coordinates and then the ground control. There's going to be a transformation. Are you okay? And in the process, it's going to accept that it converts this whole image into something that we can use. Are you okay? For overlay. All right. So now let's do it for all the other points. Let's go to point 2. Go to point 2 and then click it as well. The intersection, and then indicate, give it the coordinates. You need to place the cursor on it as accurately as you can, because the more off you are, the image can skew and look funny. All right, so this one is, which longitude are we on? -40.
-40 and 60.
60, exactly. So you just say, okay. Then we go to the far right. Okay, you can zoom out, zoom to the corner. This point here, add point. Then we click that, and then we put in, what is that one? 40?
40, 60.
40, 60. So just say, okay. So you see that there's a dot that appears anytime you do that. Okay, zoom to extend again, and we go to the bottom right corner, and then we pick the intersection over there. Okay, you can go as close as you can, but I'll be honestly.
40, 0.
40, 0, isn't it? Yes. Okay, now I want to zoom even closer, so that the closer you zoom in, the better, the more accurate. Okay, so there's something called accuracy when you are doing these things. Okay, so 40, what, 0, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we put it in. Say, okay, so you see that it's built, this table is built down here. You can zoom to extent. All right.
Yes, sir.
And then that is where the whole transformation happens. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
it's going to carry out a certain mathematical transformation. All right, it's going to check if the values that you have actually entered are correct. Okay, on a grid. Okay, so the next step we do is to look for the settings, the transformation settings. So we just go up here, settings, and go for transformation settings. This is a very simple tutorial, and you need to just get it right. The thing is, in time past, people made mistakes and then they put in the wrong coordinates. When we finish, this whole image is now skewed like a sponge. Are you okay? So
Yes, sir.
you have to make sure that the values are correct. Okay, so in the settings up here, you pick transformation type, go for thin plate spline, which is already selected. Nearest neighbor, keep it there. Then there is the target SRS. It shouldn't be saying invalid projection. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at it. What is SRS? Spatial Reference System, or CRS, Coordinate Reference System. Are you okay? Yeah. All right, so now let's select that. If that, what does yours say? Does it say invalid projection? What does it say?
Thanks. I think because I'm not following what you are doing, that's why.
So are you supposed to follow it or not?
So I'm watching. If not, I'll get confused. You know, it's just one screen. So if I mean to,
you can't be doing.
Yes, yes, it will confuse me. There's a whole lot on the screen, the notes and all that. Wow. So I think because I'm not following, but I get it.
Okay, it's okay.
Let's After that, yes.
I understand. Okay, so now you pick the coordinate system from here. If I were just gonna pick Everest 1830 modified, this is something that mathematical models that has been developed over the years, you know, to model the Earth. Are you okay? So this coordinate reference system refers to all emphasizes more on the fact that the Earth is not flat, it's round, and okay, therefore
Yes,
the
sir.
coordinate longitude and latitude are okay, even belong to different coordinate system. All right, so we say okay, and then now we have it says unknown datum, but it's okay for now. Let's leave that, and then let's define where we want this to go to. Obviously, it's already renamed the file, the new file that will be generated with an extension of modified. It's added this modified to the existing one. Okay, so we just
Yeah.
confirm that. So we know where our output is going. Then we say,
Yes.
okay, to this one. We can optionally say we want a PDF map of it, but we don't really. Just say, okay. And then the next thing to do is to now compute. Okay, once we're done with settings, we are ready to do the actual georeferencing. Okay, so you press on that button, and there's one button we should have checked anyway, a button that says that load into QGIS when done.
Okay.
And so I think it was checked, and because of that, you can see that the image has appeared in the QGIS interface. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So now we have two of them simply because we have actually told it that it should go there. Are you okay? So settings, transformation settings, down here at the bottom, you can see that we have this
Load.
load QGIS window. Okay, that is why it went there. Otherwise, it wouldn't have.
Okay, sir.
All right. But don't forget that I have been doing this, so it knows that it remembers the last thing I selected. So you only do
Yes, sir.
chaos and you don't check that, it won't appear. So
Okay,
let's
sir.
take note of that. All right. But then you can pull it, you can drag it into QGIS. All right. So we leave this interface and we can optionally, we can save the GCP points. Are you all right? Like ground control points, they can be saved. All right. But we can just close it. We can discard it. And then here we are. This is our georeferenced image. Why is it georeferenced? Let's check why. What it means is that it has received a set of coordinates. So now let's look at it. Down here, you see coordinates, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so now let's see the kind of coordinates we are having here, down here. I'm placing my cursor on the Greenwich meridian. It should give me something like 0, okay? So you can see that 0.14, can you see down there?
Yes.
When I put it on that, it's almost 0. Okay, it's minus, yeah, exactly. So it means our image is georeferenced. When we put it here, we should get something like 50 down there. Do you see something like 50 or something like that? Okay. That one is not too
41.
okay. This should be 40. Okay, I
40.
see 40.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that one does it. Okay, minus 40. Remember, this is the minus 40 on the left.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then which one? 38 is which one? It seems that the latitudes are not that accurate.
Yeah.
Let me put it on this one again and see. I don't know if you made this is minus 40.
That's 40.
This is correct, isn't it? This is correct. Minus 40, 0. Can you see that down there?
Yeah, minus 40. Yes.
Okay. So I expect this to be 10. Okay, so 10. So it's not that accurate. It's a bit off. You see that? The 10 is like 8. Can you see that?
Yes.
40, 8. And
38.
that is really it's a cause for concern. But obviously, the paper that has been scanned, this whole thing is a paper that has been scanned. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of scrambled and all that. It can introduce errors into it. Let's go up here and check. This should be like you're getting 60, 40, 40, 60, right?
40, 60. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a few inconsistencies here and there. All right, but it's fine. So to confirm that this is it's good enough, we are going to overlay. Bring another layer, a shape file, an existing one, the one in the folder I gave you, by going to layer, add vector layer. Then we are going to browse to the folder, And then we're going to look for TM world borders. So this is the world map, kind of. So we put in the shape file, which is made up of several files, PLG, DBF, etc. That's the projection file, that's the database. All right, great. So now let's add shape file to it and say add. So you see how it's making an effort to fit it, isn't it? It's really kind of, yeah, it's not bad. It's not very accurate, but it's close enough for our purposes. Are you okay?
Yes.
So that is georeferencing for you. Once you've done this, then it means that you can be combining several data sets. Are you okay? To it, etc. We can also explore, open the attribute table and see, you know, what is in there. There should be Ghana in there somewhere. Are you okay? If Ghana is this one, you can just select this one and see.
Yes, sir.
That's Ghana over there. Exactly. So yeah, that's georeferencing for you. Of course, Tema is going to be at the bottom where the 0 is going. And yeah, do you have any questions on it? I think if you were doing it yourself, would have known exactly how it impacted. But that's basically what georeferencing is about. It's as simple as that. Okay, are you good? Joshua, hello. Wow. Wow. Joshua, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, okay. So that is it. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So how much time do we have? How much time have we done? Let me see if I can do the other one too quickly, and then maybe we can just make the whole thing easy for you. How much time do you have? It doesn't tell me over here how much time we spent. Does it say over there?
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes more.
We have 10 minutes more.
Yeah.
Okay, so
is it? I hope it's 40 minutes, right?
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so done 30.
Okay, so it means we need to reserve we need to do the digitizing. Let me just say another day, right?
Okay.
Or should we just do it? Maybe I think I should just show you. Yeah, because let me just show you. Let me add it on. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So end of this one. So we want to talk about digitizing quickly in 10 minutes. I'll just show you in 10 minutes how it's done. Okay, so I'm not going to save the changes. You can always save your projects, but remember that this one is just a tutorial and I don't need to save it, but you have to save it if you need to. All right, so this is a new project and I want to digitize some data. So the first thing you do is to add raster layer. Add raster layer will bring up this interface or dialog box called the data source manager. You browse and then you go and get your image. This time we want to use the stadium image. Is that okay?
Okay.
So the image is in there somewhere. Is it? It's a TIFF file. Did I put it here? Where is it? Okay, it's got to be one of these. This the one. Okay, now this is a special JPEG file. This is not your normal JPEG file. You can see that Stadium or Hinijan is repeated how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3,
All these files are working together in this one. I don't know how to put it. It's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Are you okay? They're working together. If you delete any of these, it messes it up. Are you okay? All right. So I'm going to add it. And then when I add it, it complains about the coordinate reference system, undefined. Are you okay? All right. But what we can do is that we can associate a coordinate system with it.
Yes.
Okay. But there is, are you okay? When you look down there, you see that the coordinates are looking similar to the one that we're looking at, longitude. So approximately 0.5 degrees latitude. Accra, that's what the longitudes are. They are all around zero, a little to the left of the Greenwich Meridian. Okay, simple. Digitizing is very easy. All right. To do that, I need to create a new shapefile layer. And then what we want to do is I want to create stadium structures. Are you okay? All the structures, because at the stadium you can have structures that sell food, but they are all kind of, are you okay, working to help the stadium. Okay, whatever it is. All right. So now let's decide that we'll create a polygon. So you select polygon for geometry type. And then you decide, what do you want to call this? You want to call it stadium structures shapefile. That's because I already have one there. You save it, you click on save, then it defines it. So it's ready to go. If you don't do this, it won't work. So take note of that. Now we have to define some attributes. So for every stadium structure that we will digitize, we want to add some attribute to it. You know what attributes are? Their characteristics.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, this stadium, the capacity of it is what? An attribute. The name of it is an attribute. Are you okay? So for the sake of this tutorial, we are simply going to add only the name. So you see we have two fields. We have the ID and the name. All right. Say okay.
Yeah.
When we say that, you say it appears over here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, one thing we didn't do is we didn't check the coordinate system, but by default, they should try and select WGS 84, EPSG 4326. This is the name of the coordinate system. Okay. Are you there? Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
So we need to also check and make sure that the shapefile, the image itself, also has that same coordinate system. When you check, you see that under source we have EPSG 4326. Okay, great. So the two things, we are trying to get something from this one and put it here. Is that okay? By clicking on this one. Okay, so that's what digitizing that. This is called on-screen digitizing. Okay, so what we do is I selected, start toggle editing. Make sure digitizing is selected in your bar. Are you okay? Up here. All right. So in the panel, look for digitizing toolbar. This is it. So this is your digitizing toolbar. From here all the way. Yeah. Okay, so we can let it disappear by just doing that. It's gone. You can bring it back, digitizing toolbar, and then it's back. Okay. All right. So select that, and then you click on this. This is called the toggle editing. Are you okay? Toggle editing. So we toggle editing. That means that we switch it on and off, or on or off. So there we go. All right. So to digitize this, you zoom to the object that you want to digitize. See the stadium, and then you click on add polygon, because we said we want to digitize polygon when we started. So you just click along this. This is a straight line. Click along that. This is curving. So the more the curvy the boundaries are, the more points you add. The more curvy the boundaries are, the more points you add. When you finish, you just right click, and then it will allow you to enter. Now you have to do this well. So digitizing should be done. You don't digitize, you go and eat some fufu and come back. You digitize, you sit down and you do it, finish it. I don't stop this and go and have a chat with my girlfriend and come back. So these are all warnings. Also, the coordinate system, remember we talked about all that in class. So that's why you are looking at digitizing that we talked about. This is how it's done. Even though on PC, yeah. So once you're done, just right click, and then you now put in the values. The ID, this is the first one structure I'm doing, and then the name is the Ohinijan Stadium. Okay, so I just say okay, and then you see that now I have that. I just continue by starting another one. So this structure, I don't know what it's for. Have you been to stadium before?
Yes.
4 points define this one. 4 points. Then I just right click and I call it the second one, and I call it food joints.
Okay.
I just say okay. So you see, I'm having more and more. When I'm done, I just say I toggle. Then I'm asked to save. I says yes, I want to save, or I discard. That means I don't want to save. Yes, I want to save. Then I have that. Are you okay? All right. You can double click here and change the symbology or the colors that are being used.
Okay.
And then you can just see, okay. And then, yeah, you can even change the transparency. There's a lot you can do. That's fun. Are you okay?
Yes,
You can do a lot so that you can see the stadium as if it's on top of it, that kind of thing. You know,
yeah.
and then you can open the attribute table and then see the data in it. So please, your task is to do what I've just showed you as a class and then present it for some marks. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So I hope that you
Okay,
learned
sir.
something. We don't have much time, isn't it? Zoom will go over
Yes.
soon. Yes. So if you have any questions, send them to me anywhere. Is that all right? WhatsApp, anywhere you want it. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
And I'm going to make the video
Okay,
available
sir.
on YouTube
Okay,
as
sir.
promised. All right. All
Thank
the
you very
best.
much, sir.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
done.
sir.
I've put a
Yes.
quiz on the page.
I've seen it, sir.
So try and do it. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Try and do it. And yeah, all the best. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, Joshua. Down. Okay.